In this one, we are going to talk about the convict cichlid. Now, the convict cichlid is a fish that I always refer to as an underrated fish. One that's probably not appreciated enough in the hobby. And actually, I don't think I'm right with that statement. And I do hear a lot of people say that about this fish, but I think they probably are more rated and more accepted and more kept than we actually realise. Now, I've been doing some videos on this fish in the last couple of weeks and sharing them on various social media sites, and the response that you get from these and the amount of people that keep these is more than any other fish that I ever post. So maybe they're not as underrated as we think they are and underappreciated as we think they are. This is a fish that I have not kept for a long time. I have had convicts over the years, everyone's own convicts. I've kept them with Oscars, I've kept them with all sorts of fish. So the thing is with the convict cichlid, it's very durable, they're very cunning, they're clever, they're strong, they're everything that a fish needs to be for anything, whether that be from a first-time fish keeper or someone who keeps monster cichlids. So they're very versatile. Obviously, I showed you in the last video that these have got young, and you can see there with mum, there's a load of young in this tank. They're also very good parents. So, a lot of you that have watched my videos will know that you breed cichlids, and most fish you breed, and the parents eventually eat the young. So, convicts are really good at staying the distance with their young. Now, these young have only been in here for probably 2 weeks now, and I'm just leaving them to see how long they last. Just a little experiment on my part. These are a bigger pair as well. So this male is an absolute dobber. Honestly, he's a good size, and he's a beauty. The female's a little bit smaller, but she's a beauty as well. And this tank that they're in right now it's a quarantine tank. So I put them in the quarantine tank, and before I even got to move them, they'd spawned, so I've just left them. But yeah, these are a stunning pair and absolute beauties. And they're not, going back to my previous statements around smaller cichlids, these are a smaller cichlid. A male's not going to get huge, a female's not going to get huge. You can keep these in your average size tanks. When I say average size tanks, you could keep a pair of these easily in a 4-foot tank. So yeah, it's a beautiful fish to keep. It's a staple fish, if you know what I mean. And actually, when I go into fish shops, and as you know, I've filmed loads of fish shops at the moment, there's always convicts for sale in there. There is other types. You've got your marble convicts, you've got your pink convicts. Not really for me. I prefer the natural fish, the natural look, if I'm honest. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I wouldn't keep those types. It's just that I would rather have this common, more natural convicts, if that makes sense. And I did also say that I'd got these because I've got a species in the fish room at the moment which I think are Honduran red points, and I've got some new Amatitlania Kana coming off Bill from Bill's cichlid room next year. So I just wanted to sort of for my own benefit, do some comparisons, see if I can see any obvious differences. I've done a lot of research on these Amatitlania, and a lot of it is to separate them is obviously blood tests, which is something that we wouldn't do, but there is little things that we can look out for, and I'd like to be able to see some of those differences if I can. And yeah, they don't fight, they're doing really well. So yeah, I just thought we'd do a little bit more in depth of an update on my convict cichlids. They are a Central American cichlid, and I think most people know that. And yeah, they're an absolute great fish to keep. I know a few of my subscribers and followers have messaged me saying they just have species-only tanks with just convicts, and I bet that's beautiful. I'd love to see a big tank full of these, probably with a bigger cichlid. I know these can be kept with dovi, so imagine that. Imagine a big pair of dovi, or even just a male dovi and a load of convict cichlids. So it's actually nice for me as well, if I'm honest, from an hobby point of view, to get back into keeping some bread and butter, more common fish, because obviously your fish keeping journey takes different roads, if that makes sense, different pathways. And I've come back to a little bit of bread and butter stuff with these and the Jack Dempsey. So yeah. Anyway, guys, it's just a quick one on this amazing pair of convict cichlids, and we'll see how far they get with these young as well. So I will keep you updated on that. I'll let you know. I'm not pulling any of these. I'm just going to leave them. But they are looking after him really well. I feed the parents and they eat the mucus off the parents, and also the parents break their food up for him as well. So they're getting well fed. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone, and I want everybody to have a massively great Christmas, and hopefully I'll get to see you before the new year with a video. But have a fantastic Christmas, and if I don't, have a fantastic New Year. And thanks for watching. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you all on the next one.